Me, 25 male, just found out my wife, 24 female, of almost 4 years, racked up $12,000 of credit card and tax debt and has been actively hiding it from me. I just uncovered what I really hope is everything. There were some red flags that I foolishly ignored. Here is a rough timeline. We've been together since high school and married young, 21 to 20. It was pretty clear from the beginning, and we even had conversations specifically about it, that she would handle the money. Her parents are incredible with money. They are avid couponers, exceptional investors, and mind-bogglingly frugal. It was logical to me that she would inherit at least some of this, and since I hated everything to do with finances, it made perfect sense. More backstory, I'm the primary breadwinner. She makes less than $10K a year from a part-time job. Shortly after we were married, she got a couple of credit cards that had cashback or air mileage programs and explained to me that as long as we kept them paid off, they'd basically be giving us free money. A year before we were married, I started working as a freelance contractor. This meant I had to pay estimated taxes every quarter. Last year, tax year 2013, she offered to take over my taxes, and I happily agreed. Again, hate finances. I just told her every quarter, I made $X, so send the IRS $Y. For times she told me she would. This last tax season, I found out she lied every single time. We got a massive bill, thousands of it were from the late fees alone. I only found out because I had to help and sign for the taxes. This basically wiped our nest egg and left us owing $5,000 that we had to put on a payment plan with the IRS. She apologized and cried a lot, and said she just misunderstood the estimated taxes and this kind of thing would never ever happen again. I shrugged it off. People make mistakes. There is about $4,200 left to pay the IRS. Jump forward to this June, we moved into a new place. The city requires a credit check to turn on the water/sewage/etc. I go to the office to sign and finalize it, and to my surprise, they require a rather large deposit. I ask about it, and they said it was due to the credit check. I looked over the credit report, and it had a column that was these items negatively affect your score. Most of them were fine, like credit history to short, but one line really stood out to me. Average balance on all accounts above 30%. When we first got the credit cards, our limit was $2,000. So I was okay, $600 in credit debt isn't a big deal. I told my wife about the credit check and the large deposit, and she said something like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I kind of let it slip this last month. It'll be fine next month." What I didn't know at the time was that our credit limit had increased to $5,000, and that we were far past the 30% mark. Just over a month ago, I come home and sit down at the computer, which we both use. My wife comes over and sits next to me and starts telling me about her day. I closed the browser window which had been open, and behind it is a PDF statement for one of the credit cards. My wife screams, "Close that," and grabs the mouse and closes it. But before she does, I see at the top a massive current balance, $4,900. It wasn't exactly $4,900, there was some change. She turns bright red and looks at me with a look of, "Did you just see that?" I say something like $4,900, and she breaks down and starts crying. She explains that it just got out of hand and she lost control, and it's been snowballing, and she didn't want to tell me about it because it had stressed me out and it was all her fault. Then she says something that still pisses me off to think about. "It all started when you stopped working from home and got a job. I didn't realize you were going to make a lot less money. This pisses me off because I got a 20% raise when I stopped freelancing. It just seemed like less money because of tax withholding, and I was contributing to an 401k, and our health insurance got 10x better. So there was less cash in the bank every week, but I was making more money. Anyway, we have a long talk and decide the money needs to be transparent. We set up you need a budget, and she went through and added everything in. We decide that every single week we'll go through our weekly expenses, and neither of us will spend any money without telling the other. We plan everything out and figure out that we can pay off the credit card by the end of the year if we eat super cheap and never go out. At some point during this day-long talk and planning session, I notice she has left out the other credit card from an app. I ask her about it directly, like I looked her dead in the eye, and said, "What about the Amex?" She looked at me and with a straight face said, "It's at like $400 to $600. I barely ever put anything on it because it doesn't have cash back. I'll pay it off this month, then just close it." For some stupid fucking reason, I believed her. Now skip forward to this morning. I decided to check on everything because we had some minor, but unexpected, expenses this week and I wanted to see how it'd affect our long-term payoff plan. I logged into the Amex account and see that it has a balance of $3,534.39. Not only that, but I logged into the other credit card to find that it's $1,000 higher than what she is reporting in Anab. She recorded 2x $500 payments in Anab that she never actually paid. I'm looking through the statements, and where I have been living on basically chicken breasts and vegetables, she has been eating out multiple times a week while I was at work. There are countless expenses that I can't account for, and that go way beyond the budget we planned. Our plan to have, what I now know is only half. Our debt paid off by the end of the year is completely botched already, just a month in. I feel sick. I don't think I'll ever be able to trust her again. My stomach churns every time I think about her face when she told me the Amex only had a balance of $400. I'm seriously considering a divorce. Would a divorce be an overreaction? Is this something I should be able to forgive? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.